In the name of who, good morning to all of you, wherever you are. We are in Sydney, Australia. Time, as you can see on the corner here, is 7:20 a.m. Date is 9th of July 2023. Before I say anything, and as always I say, please pause the video and read this. This is only education and information side. I explained to you guys 3 days ago, Sydney time on Wednesday, I announced for 11 pairs. When I'm saying 11 pairs, 2 of them were index and 9 currency pair, and that was the forecast. And I explained to you guys, when you want to trade any pairs regarding, like for example, if you want to do Japanese USA or whatever, or Japanese Singapore or Japanese Australia or whatever, you have to actually look at the index first to find the direction of the index, and then according to that, if you can find the right direction, then you can make a decision for the trading of that pair. In this video, if you watch, we concentrating first on the Japan 225, and also on this one we concentrate on UAK 100 index. When we say index, because the basket of the shares in that country they have, for example, US 500 is 500 shares of different company, big company in total. Unfortunately, market maker can actually manipulate with the currency in any country. They have this power, but when we're talking about the index, to manipulating the index is a bit difficult. Although they can do it, but the big guys, they can do whatever they want to do anyway. But just this is the way I actually look at it. I'll find the direction of the index of that country, and then I go and find a trade. I go to this first. As I said to you before, we had 11 prediction. That was for the Japanese index. Okay, we go to the chart, and I explain to you guys. When I announced it for the Japan 225 in 15 minutes, everything I'm talking today is on 15 minutes time frame, because I use the 15 minutes time frame as I have mentioned before in past video. This is just for sake of recording, because would happen in matter of 2 or 3 days, maximum 1 week. If we go to 1 hour time frame or 4 hours or daily, you have to wait a couple of weeks to get the result. Okay, but because I'm doing this one for recording, so I use only 15 minutes time frame, and I'm not actually jumping from 15 minutes to 4 hours or 1 hour, coming back and confuse people. No, we just stick to the 15 minutes time frame. But we use it according to the software that we have, and then we trade the system. First, I believe every system it works, but you have to actually become master of that system and understand the system completely. Maybe you have some system yourself that you think is working, and sometimes it does not work and you give up. No, you have to actually stick to your system the way you do it, and with the stop loss and money management, you can recover what you are actually doing. Just 1 second, I get some water because I've got some problem with the sore throat. Just 1 second, please. Sorry, I got back. Let me explain this again. First, my system, our system, when I'm saying my friend and I, he actually developed this software. The way we trade it is this: we find the hidden support and resistance in the past through the software that we have, and we make the horizontal line. As you can see, this 2 green line and this yellow one, this is the final one. And then we will wait for price we get the arrow. This is another software that we have. When we get the arrow, put the line on that arrow, right, and then we enter towards the direction. Okay, But what we do, we find the first resistance close to that. So for example, this is we enter here, make it red, leave it as it is. Okay, you know, I put horizontal line for a stop loss. I'm not going to put actually a stop loss here. First, it's only 15 minutes time frame. All right, in 15 minutes time frame, when price goes against the direction that we have, let me make this one bigger for you so you can understand this. When price goes above your stop loss, you're not going to close it immediately, because sometimes it's a fake breakout, and market, it would go towards the direction that you were thinking it would go on your system, whatever you have in your mind. Imagine in this arrow I enter in this candlestick. All right, so we put the closest resistance to this candlestick is this candlestick on the top, but as you can see, this one would go and hit the stop loss. If we had a stop loss here, it would get hit immediately. But what you should do, you put a horizontal line as your stop loss, but you do not actually put your stop loss here. You will wait. When market goes and hit that stop loss, you are still in the trade. You will wait, you will see what's going to happen to the next candlestick when it's finished. For example, this candlestick, when it's going up, down, it takes 15 minutes to mature. Okay, when it's mature, it closes here in this one. So if you had a stop loss, you would lose. Then you will wait again. So this candlestick went above this your stop loss and close here, right? Again, you don't close the trade. You will wait to see. This candlestick is a key point. It's very important. If you see this one is green and close above here, immediately you close your trade in loss, but your loss would be minimized. For example, you enter to the candlestick, in this candlestick, you would go and close it in here. All right, so when this one closes here, you will wait for the second candlestick and it's red, so you don't actually close the trade, you leave it on, but you put your final stop loss on top of this one, which is this red one. Okay, this is your final. This is very important to understand this. And then if the trade, the price close this one, immediately you close it. So in this scenario, you will close your trade on here. All right, and then you will wait to get another arrow. You're not going to rush. So we got another arrow, we enter to the trade in this candlestick. Okay, this red one, and then you put a stop horizontal line again on top of this. If the price goes above it, you do the same thing. You will wait. If the candlestick close here, let me show you this. This one, for example, is green. If the candlestick close here, you're not going to close the trade. You will wait for second candlestick. And just imagine this one. This is going to be just to show you what I'm talking about. Alright, it doesn't matter the size of this candlestick. Alright, so if this is red, then still you are in the trade. So, but if this one is green again, okay, immediately, because you enter in this here or here, when you get the arrow, you have option to enter here or here. Okay, imagine we missed out and you enter here. If you close it here immediately. But if this is red, you're not going to close it. You continue your trade, okay? Alright. So for the Japan index, if you watch this video, alright, we find the direction and we say that market is heading down. So we need to actually look at the Japanese pair according to the index of the Japan, and then we see if it's stronger or if it's weak. Anyway, the direction for the Japan 225 was correct, because when we find a hidden support and resistance in the past, 2 level, actually it's a 4 level, 1, 2, 3, 4, I made a mistake, 4 level, I beg your pardon, sorry, but we will wait. We're not going to rush into the trade. We say, okay, we find a level, we're going to sell it. No, we will wait for the software to give us the go ahead to sell it, and then when we get the arrow, and then we sell it. As you can see, 3 days ago on Sydney time, Wednesday, I find the level, and then we could enter to the trade, and you can see all hit the level. Okay, but normally, as I have mentioned before, again and again on those videos that we have, if I'm in the trade, when I hit the TP1, I get out of the trade, because 70% of the time market would bounce back up again. As you can see, this one, this candlestick bounce back up again, bounce back up again. And when he hit this level, you see how he bounced back up again. Anyway, even when it goes through it, it's still coming and retested again in this candlestick. So these levels are very important, and we find them through the software that we have, and then we find another, we enter to the trade when we get the arrow through the other software. When I'm talking about all this, I give you a free signal, but please use it on your demo account, and it's all up to you. After you learn how to trade, then you can use our signal, but it's all your responsibility. We are not responsible for your loss or gain, okay? So for Japan, let me go to one by one those pair that we say. When we find the direction that where it's heading, then we went to Euro Japan. Euro Japan, okay. I announced again on Euro Japan that market is going to go down to this level. You might say to me, why the index and the Japan pair is similar? Okay, I have to mention this again to you guys. This is Euro Japan, right? When the index is getting weaker, when its index of Japan is getting weaker and is heading down, okay, imagine this. When the total of those shares heading down for some reason, is it red news or government announcement or whatever, I have no idea on that. When the index is getting weaker, the currency on that country get stronger, okay? This is the fact. Most of the time it's happened like this. If the American dollar get weaker, the index get stronger. If the US 500 get stronger, US dollar currency get weaker. When we find that this is going to happen, the index of Japan is going to go down to those levels, and when we wait for those arrows, then this is the key time, this is the key moment, and this is a very crucial time that you make a decision for that currency. So imagine for Euro Japan, this is Euro Japan, okay, almost this area. Let me see the time. On that day, about chart time was about 5, okay, for Euro Japan. Around 5 is here. In this candlestick, let me make it bigger for you. Because in index 5 o'clock we had an arrow. In this candlestick, you will wait to get the arrow to sell it, because in here index give us the indication that market is going to go down, okay. And again I repeat it for you guys to make you understand what I'm talking about. When we had Euro Japan, and when Japan is getting stronger, it means Euro would get weaker, because in this pair Euro is first and Japan is second, okay. If the Japan was first, then market would go up because it's Japan gets stronger. But because Japan is in second pair and gets stronger, Euro Japan would go down, and that is the direction we predict to going down. That is final one. This two is TP1, TP2, TP3 and TP4. And yesterday before market close, it hit the final one, okay. And I don't want to explain to you guys again about how you do it for the stop loss. Again, I show you this. When we enter to the trade, when we got the arrow in this candlestick, we find the closest resistance, and then we enter to the trade for those levels. And then this is Euro Japan, okay. We put a horizontal, vertical, horizontal here as a stop loss. As you can see here in this candlestick, if we enter to the trade, we're not going to close the trade on this candlestick. No, we will wait to see the second candlestick. What's going to happen is red. Still we are in the trade. It's coming down to that. You can take the money, go away, or you can be greedy for this level, TP1, TP2, TP3, whatever. And then we got another arrow here, alright. What we should do, we put a horizontal line on this, and then we will wait, enter to the trade, and the stop loss word is there. So this one was correct. Let me mark it up. This video is going to be takes long because I'm going to explain to you in details for future reference. Okay, that was for Euro Japan. For Pound Japan, again, let me show you this. For Pound Japan, around 5 p.m. Sorry, 5 in chart, 5 o'clock. We had the arrow for index to go down, but we will wait. We're not going to rush. We will wait for the arrow for Pound Japan. We got the arrow here, and then we enter to the trade and we close it here, and then we will wait for another arrow for recovery. This is the recovery, how you can recover. And each time you get the arrow, you put a horizontal line above it and you will wait. Look at this. Okay, we got the arrow, we enter to the trade. As you can see, market went above it, and then we had another red. So still we are in the trade, we're not going to close it. And then market hit the level, and normally, as I have said many times, when you hit the TP1, we close the trade in profit, because market 70% of the time it would bounce back up again, okay. and eventually market came down and hit that level. If you notice this again, if we enter again here for the second entry, we put a horizontal line. As you can see, we got a green. We're not going to rush to close the trade. No. If this candlestick is green and close above this candlestick, or we close the trade. But when this candlestick is red, still we are in trade. We can enter again here for double entry or triple entry or whatever. So this one was correct. I know it's going to be very boring because I'm repeating everything again and again for you. And then we had CHF Japan. As I have mentioned again, around 5 we got the arrow for the index to sell. It was 5 o'clock, 5 here in this candlestick. As you can see, although we didn't have any arrow, right, still market came down and hit a direction that we want. But the system we use is this. We stick to our system. We need to have arrow to enter to the trade, no matter what. Although this one we didn't have any arrow, as you can see, market came and hit it. We somehow the software bugs or whatever, they did not give us the arrow to sell it. It doesn't matter. So market came and hit that level, but we have arrow here, right? If I put a horizontal line above the closest resistance to that arrow is this one, and we enter to the trade either here or in this candlestick towards that level, okay? Then we could make about 500 pip, 600, 700 pip, and it's almost hit the final one, and did hit the final one, sorry. So if you are greedy, you can enter for the second time, for the third time, but you have to have very reasonable money management and big account to not lose. For example, we have this arrow, we can enter to this level. We got arrow again for the second time. We got arrow again for the third time. Okay, fourth time. Alright, fifth time. So, but I'm not doing it. I never do this, because in market, if you are greedy, you're gonna lose. Okay, but the reason I'll show you this is the accuracy, and this one is very accurate. Our software that my partner, he's a really genius in computer programming, and he make this software for us. It give us the arrow and the level, and then we enter to the trade. But in trading, it's nothing 100%, of course, because any red news come up, you might lose. That's the reason you have to have money management for your stop loss. Sorry. We go to Australia, Japan. Australia, Japan again. Around 5, if you go to see 5 here. In this candlestick, we notice in this candlestick, in the index, we find out the market is going to go down, but we don't rush for this level, because you're going to lose. You will wait for the arrow. So in this scenario, market hit, this candlestick went up, the second one is red, and then we put a stop loss above this. Immediately after this one hit with this one, we close the trade, okay? And then we will wait for another one, and then when we will wait for another arrow, this is for recovery of your loss, okay? If you are greedy for this, it's up to you, but normally what we do, we just take our loss and then we will wait for the opportunity. What you have lost, you can take it as a pip, and then you leave the trade to run for you. And then we got another arrow here, okay? let me show you this. In this candlestick you have to close the trade in 10 pip loss, okay, and then you will wait for another arrow, which is this one. You put a horizontal line here and you enter for the second time for those levels that you were expecting in the beginning, okay. And you can see the market hit a trade, hit that level we were expecting, okay. That is for Australia, Japan. Sorry, our dog is biting. And then we had New Zealand, Japan. New Zealand, Japan, again we had those level with the stop loss. The way we do, we recover for the stop loss and then we will wait again, and those level market came down, hit the recovery, and it's close to this level that we predict. So imagine from here, let me make it bigger to show you guys. If we enter to trade for those level, alright, still, as you can see, this is green, the next one is red. Still we are in the trade, but we put immediately we put one horizontal line here, okay, and then we close the trade in this candlestick, okay. We do not gonna lose too much. So in this one to here you lose about 10 pip, 11 pip, alright, and then you enter to the trade again in this arrow over here, this red one. This is for recovery 80 pip, and this one would be hopefully is about 160 pip. Is almost coming to 100. We are not going to enter to the trade on Monday, because Monday is going to gap down and hit that level, and you're not going to be making money, because when this red and green blue line is bidding on asking prices apart, you don't enter to the trade. But anyway, the direction and everything was correct. You could enter and recover for your loss and also enter to the trade again. And so far, if we enter here, so far to this candlestick, you have 140 pip, 1408 pip point, sorry. So would be about 140 pip, all right. And depends of how many contracts you have, and then you calculate yourself how much you're going to get the price profit. So that was for New Zealand, Japan. Now we go to the UK. Let me show you. This is about the discount. This I have explained. It was about index of Japan and the Japanese pair. Now I'm going to explain about this one. This video is going to be long. I hope you watch them and see what we do is correct or not. If you are bored, you can close it and stop watching. I don't care, because I'm not after your like, dislike. You can dislike me, it doesn't matter. But I'm not after any of those things. We are not after your money. We are not a signal company. We are not responsible for your action. This is only education and information side. Okay, I go back and I go to my profile for the pound and I explain to you. Just 1 second, please. Okay, if you watch this video, which 30 people so far watch, but I don't really believe in all these numbers, because these numbers is very funny, because this is 30 view, 9 view, 17 view, but believe it or not, I don't really believe in all those viewers, because in past I'm so even gone to 240 viewers, and then in a matter of 3-4 days it's changed to 8 or 10. It was very funny, because if somebody watched the video, it should not actually reduce, and I think there is something going on, and I don't care in YouTube channel what's going on. because like and dislike, of course, if people like the video and then they dislike it, it can change. But if you view the video, you cannot get away, you cannot reduce it. In past, I remember one of our video went 240 viewers, and then 2-3 days I saw it was become 80 and then become 20 and then become 9, which is really funny. Anyway, we don't care about all these viewers. If they YouTube manipulating for the viewers or something going on, I don't want to say, I don't want to judge. Anyway, I'm going for the explain to you guys about the index of the UK. When we did this 3 days ago, I show you for the index of UK, and we say the market is heading down to those level of TP1, TP2, TP3 and TP4. And as soon as I announced it, okay, the price was here and we got the arrow here. Let me show you this again and explain. When we got the arrow either in this candlestick or this red one, we enter to the trade and we put the horizontal line again and again, what I'm repeating. And then if this candlestick is green, we don't care, but the more important is the second one. Still this one is red, okay, and then we put horizontal line about this red. Immediately we close the trade on this candlestick. So imagine if you enter here or in this one, you lose about this much point on UK 100, and then you will wait for another arrow for recovery. We got the arrow, this is for your recovery, and also this is for your, as you can see, market came down and still on the trade and hit TP1, TP2 and TP3, TP4, everything done. So I'm not going to put it all. So the direction for the UK index was correct, that I did for you guys about 3 days ago. And let me post the video and I go to the UK profile that I have, and we go through all this pair one by one and see what happened. Okay, now as I mentioned about the UK index, and you saw that the prediction and the direction was correct. We go to the pound pair that we announced, and if you watch this video, I mentioned about pound New Zealand, UK 100, Euro pound, New Zealand CHF, and Canada Japan. Canada Japan is nothing to do with pound, but when I announced for Japan, in that time on this video I did not find any level for the Canada Japan, but when I go through it and I upload the software again and I saw it give us the hidden support and resistance in the past, then after that I give you the level for the Canada Japan on this video so you can watch it. Okay, what we did for the pound, we find the direction of the index is going down. When pound index is getting weaker, so currency it would get stronger. So why market went down? There was some announcement probably, or red news or whatever. As I have mentioned to you guys, the big market maker actually can manipulate with the currency, but it doesn't really matter, because if you have money management and stop loss system, then you can recover. We believe that pound, it has to go up, but as you can see, I find the level for you guys, and then I said, okay, the price is going to go up to those level. When we get the arrow to buy, all right, and then if we hit the stop loss, we could recover again, and then twice we could recover. And as you can see here, market is heading up to that level and hit the TP1. Okay, so all those arrow you could enter for this level, so you could enter 1, 2, 3 times for entry and recover for your loss. That's for the pound New Zealand. And then we go for Euro Japan. Sorry, Euro pound. I keep talking about Japan. Euro pound. Euro pound is this one. We announced that market is going to go towards those level. When we say Euro pound, because the index of the pound UK, it's weaker, the pound would get stronger. Obviously Euro pound we're going to go down. All right, so those level, and you can see as soon as I announce it, market hit that level in opening, hit the TP1, but we did not get any arrow, although we had arrow here, but we did not get arrow here to sell. We could enter to the trade, but this is the hit the stop loss, but doesn't matter. We got another arrow, we entered the trade, and we could actually make all the way to here is about 40 pip, and hit the TP1, TP2 and TP3. And then we have New Zealand CHF. Sorry, this video get too long. New Zealand CHF was nothing to do with pound, but I had a level. As you can see, I'm announced for the pound for CHF, New Zealand CHF. I find this level, as you can see, we had arrow before and straight away hit the TP1, and then we did not have any arrow for those level, and we had arrow here, couple of arrows here. We could enter to the trade. And the way we explained to you guys, we actually could enter to the trade here. Just imagine in here, so far you make about 40 pip. So that was for New Zealand CHF. That is something out of the blue I did. This is nothing to do with pound. And then we had Canada Japan. Canada Japan was very interesting. As I have mentioned to you before, in this video, let me show you this. In this video, when I did the Japan one, I did not find anything for Canada Japan, and then later on when I upload the software again and I find the Canada Japan has some interesting level of the hidden support and resistance, but that was two-way buy and sell. So that's why, you know, I announced it. You can watch this video and I explain to you about the Canada Japan, what's going to happen. So Canada Japan was this. I announced that the market is going to go down. The Canada Japan, sorry, let me bring the Canada Japan for you guys. This is the Canada Japan. This is Canada Japan. If you watch that video, I'm not joking. You can watch this. That is what I have said, and you can hear me again and again. I did exactly what I have said. I said market first has to go up to hit those level, all right, and then market would calm down and finally hit those level. So we had two plans, one to buy and one to sell. Okay, and when market hit the level, then we could actually go, okay, market is a very good discount price, so we could sell it. And let me show you this. If we enter here in this candlestick, we have to close the trade in loss in this candlestick, which is 9 pip. Okay, then we will wait for another arrow, which this one is up here, and then you could actually recover your 9 pip to 10 pip, 15 pip. Okay, if you are greedy and still you want to be on the trade, you would lose again another 12 pip, and then you will wait for another arrow here, which this one you enter to the trade and it would not hit your stop loss here. And say from this candlestick all the way here you make 618 point, which is about 60 pip. And the correction, so we had two plans for this Canada Japan, one to buy, one to sell. And if you look at this video, I have a picture of show you two-way going up and down and selling, one to buy, one to sell for the Canada Japan. So this video gets very long. I'm really sorry, but I had to explain to you about everything. So if you are interested, please watch them and learn how to trade, and then you try it on your demo account. We are not responsible for your action. Everything I have said 4 days ago, 3 days ago, out of those 11 pair, 2 index and 9 pair hit a target with a profit. In the name of who, please read this risk disclaimer before you go. Look after yourself and your family, as I will say. All the prediction and the direction was correct. Thanks for God. Thank you for watching. In the name of who, I'm going to close this video. Yahoo, done, finish.